Hello, beautiful soul. So today I want to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about how spirits come to you, spirits that are in your spiritual core, and they will come with specific messages, things that you need to work on, and so on. And I'm going to give you a quick ideas on how to understand and develop patterns so that you can understand perhaps which ones are coming and for what purpose. Now, there are different ways that the spirits choose to communicate with us. It could be through sound, smell, visions. It could be through the solar plexus. Whatever chakras are more available for you based on your soul's evolution and current mission, you're going to have different abilities that the spirits will take advantage of to know how to communicate with you, because they already know that they're part of your spirit core. So, for example, the solar plexus may be very active, and you might feel punctures, movement inside your solar plexus, because your solar plexus is activating or already is working on not only healing yourself but others. So you will notice that when you are trying to meditate, you feel a lot of movement there. When you're around people, you might be picking up information from them through the solar plexus. You might feel sometimes like something wants to come out, and that is the solar plexus activating to a point where it's doing a lot of work for you and perhaps others, to be honest. What else? Basically, your higher self, your soul, your being of light, that is you, but in a more subtle body, which is part of you, knows you because it's you. So it knows how to communicate with you and give you information. And because it is in constant communication with the spirits that are part of your spirit core, those spirits too will know what is the best way to communicate with you. For example, you might notice that the spirits start developing different patterns for different things. For example, a barking dog might give you information about potential danger. So if an energy that doesn't belong in your spirit team is coming forward, you might hear a dog. This is my case. You might hear a dog barking to let you know, hello, pay attention, something is coming. So in your case, let's say you see a cat. Well, the cat could be giving you the same information, but your soul knows which way you're going to understand it better. The cat can see things that we cannot see. So if you see a cat, perhaps you could see it going by an altar or something like that, and then you have an idea of what is happening. Are they things around your altars? Are they things around you physically, your heart, yourself, your physical self, your etheric bodies, and so on, that cannot be there? So the animals that choose to communicate with you are because they have been part of your spirit core, or your soul, understanding your soul for many lifetimes. It's not just from this one. So the different animals that come forward is because they already know how to communicate with you, and they know what process you are in this life, so that they can know how to better give you the information without freaking you out. Of course, at the beginning it might be a little crazy, it might feel a little off because you're not used to it. You might be thinking, oh shit, why am I seeing a cat through my third eye? Why do I feel the presence of a cat? Why do I feel a presence of this woman? Or whatever spirit are coming. And the way that they show up a lot of the time could be through the animals, because more people tend to be less intimidated by certain animals than by looking at a spirit that looks like a human that is a ghost, and then the person starts freaking out. So anyways, your soul knows you very well. Your spirit core knows you extremely well. So they're going to feed you the information the best way that they can without trying to freak you out. Now, when you feel like you're feeling really scared, it could be your fears that are getting in the way of you understanding why this is happening. For example, if you have a spirit that is whistling, it could be letting you know, there is information coming, there is a message coming, pay attention. or it could be whatever it is, whatever that wisdom means for you and your soul. Pay attention to the patterns, what happens when you hear what you hear, when you see what you see, what you feel what you feel, because that way you can determine what pattern and which spirits are coming for what. And sometimes it could be just one spirit doing all of those different things, but most of the time it could be different spirits of your spirit core, because a spirit that is a protector might not be the same one that is giving you information about spiritual development. It might, we have so many different types of spirits. So you have to be aware of the different patterns. If you see an altar in your vision or feel the presence of candles, what does that mean for you? What were you doing when you were doing whatever you were doing and you felt that presence of the altar? Also, sometimes, I'll give you an example of something that happens to me often. I have plastic bottles with some cascarilla and some other stuff, and sometimes they pop, and they are in my altar. Sometimes they pop. I might be sleeping and I will hear the bottle pop, so I know something is happening. And I'm not going to tell you what happens when it happens, because I don't want people to use that information. But when something like that happens, I know there is presence. So, and then I do something about that, and it's not about presence, it's just letting me know the things that I'm working on and blah blah blah. So I don't want to provide too much personal information, but I'm giving you an idea. Sometimes it could be a hummingbird. If the hummingbird is part of your spirit core as an animal guide, you will notice that you might feel a lot of presence of a certain animal. The hummingbird, it could be the worms, it could be the bulls, whatever it is. They are letting you know whatever you're working on, if you're making progress or you're not making progress. So you have to pay attention to the things that happen when the bottle pops, when you feel the bull, when you feel the hummingbird, when you see whatever it is. You have to pay attention to what is happening with you. What are you working on, in order for you to know if it's a good sign, or if they're letting you know you might have to rethink what's going on. I hope that makes sense. Also, they will give you, I think the most important thing is understanding that at times when you feel like, oh shoot, I'm being attacked, is because your fears are getting in the way. So you have to really analyze, did the spirit make me did something to attack me, or did I feel scared because I didn't know what was going on, or do I have an innate doubts and fears against working in the supernatural that are causing me to fear everything? Something pops, oh shoot. So that means there is trauma there, and you have to work through that trauma in order to get rid of that trauma and release it, so that you can continue your evolution working with your spirit core. And I think this is very important, because sometimes we can go years thinking something was there was a spirit that is very bad. This happened, and I'm just so traumatized, I cannot deal with this. And come to find out, I had a client, come to find out, this spirit was just trying to get her attention, and because it was part of her soul's evolution to learn to overcome these fears and doubts and uncertainty about working in the spirit realm. It was a constant struggle, and sometimes those could be past versions of yourself that are interfering with your whatever you're doing, because you still haven't learned from that past experience and release that past experience, so that is still causing issues in this lifetime. I can give you an example, personal examples of when I'm working with clients. What happens when if a client comes in and they have a lot of trauma that they need to release, I will get so much stomach discomfort to the point that I will have to go number 2. And I'm sorry that this is very, but I have to go number 2 and release that, because the soul, my higher self and their higher self are already working together. So physically, I feel that through all the things that are happening in the solar plexus, and to the point that I have to go to the bathroom. Another thing that happens often is that when I have clients that come with a lot of traumas that they haven't been able to express, I start getting really itchy in my neck area, my throat area. And it gets so itchy, sometimes I'm just crashing, and I know, like, my goodness, and I can't control it. It's like I have to keep doing this, and sometimes it gets really red. And it's because the person is getting ready to do a lot of work with the throat chakra. So your soul is letting you know. It's almost like cheating, because when you're doing hypnotherapy or past life regression, spiritual regression, spirit releasement, or quantum healing, you're supposed to be following certain the technique. You're supposed to follow the technique. But when you have abilities and you already are working in the healing, in the healing modalities, as with 21 divisions or whatever it is that you're doing, whether it is a Reiki or energy healing or whatever it is, it's like you're cheating, because you already know things before the clients even say so. But of course you have to wait for them to come to that realization, because the cheating for you, when you have abilities or when you're talking to somebody and you already know if you're feeling what they're feeling, it's just for you maybe to get confirmation, or maybe it's because you're ready to go to the next level where you actually are doing soul alignment without even having to do any type of therapy, which happens all the time. So I wanted to keep this super short. I think I'm gonna leave it here for now. This is probably a little more advanced than what we have discussed before, because we're going to the next level. Like, what does it mean for us to be able to receive? And the spirit core is always present. They're always trying to communicate with you. It's very subtle, so you have to pay attention. And if you don't pay attention, you miss all the signs. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.